show you how to do an oil change on the 2015 Kawasaki Z1000. It's very simple. You don't have to take this to your dealership. There's nothing wrong with taking it to your dealership if you don't feel comfortable. But it's so simple that you just need a few hand tools and basically something to catch the oil filter, and of course engine oil to do the oil change. And if you have rear spools, or as long as you have a rear stand, prop it up on a rear stand and basically go right to it. I removed this lower left side fairing just to make it easier so you guys can actually see what's going on. And the basic tools that I'm using are pretty much a pick, a 3/4 inch ratchet with a 17mm size socket, a 6mm Allen head socket here, and a 4mm Allen head socket. I use a K&N 303 filter. It has the nut at the top. You'll see that in a minute. And then right down here is the oil drain, which is here, the oil drain bolt washer. A lot of people don't like to change them. You can inspect it. There's nothing wrong with reusing it, but for like 20-30 cents that it is, or less for like a pack of, I forgot what I think it's like $1 for a pack of 5 or something like that. Why not? You know what I mean? They're so cheap. But it's really simple. We're going to get to it, and we're going to start off by taking off the lower side cover here. And there's a little push pin clip here. Pretty much push right in, pops right out. Put that aside. On the other side, you're going to take your 6mm Allen, and there's a bolt right here, so we can actually borrow this, break that loose. And remove this bolt. The other one is at the back, kind of where the kickstand is. Go ahead and move that bolt as well. Don't lose the washer. There's another pin right down here. And now you can see the K&N filter, oil drain. I apologize for the lighting. My garage is a shared garage, and there's no lighting in my corner, so yeah. Put all this aside. What you're going to want to do is take whatever you have to drain your oil and put it right underneath the oil drain bolt here. It's a 17mm, so we're going to take our 17 and we're going to break this free. Move that out of the way because I have limited space here. So we're going to break this free. And it shouldn't be too tight. I've done it before, so I didn't over tighten it. And what you're going to do here is back this out. And the oil is going to start coming out. So you kind of want to offset this to be right under at this edge, but then also further out this way so it catches that stream of oil. And then as it slows down, you can kind of just move it back this way. You can inspect the washer and see if you can reuse it. I mean, I could, but it looks pretty decent. But you know, you do tighten it down. As long as you don't over tighten, it won't score it too bad, but you'll always get a little bit of scoring in there. So, I mean, I have a new one, I'm going to replace it. So now I'm remove the filter. And that's the easiest filter to ever remove. And just keep spinning it slowly. And watch the magic happen. That's why I like the one with the screen there. You can just place the filter there and let it drain. Now I'm going to go to the other side and pop the cap on the oil fill case, so it will just help drain faster. Now again, on the crush washer, you can see a little bit of scoring there from the head of the bolt. Now go ahead and clean the bolt as well. Make sure it's free of debris, oil. Now this isn't a crush washer, so that's why you can reuse it. it's got scoring on the head side here of the bolt, but it's not going to affect the seal against the pan there because it's actually pretty decent on this side. If it was a crush washer, I would definitely replace it every time. I'm going to replace it, like I said, because I have a new one and just because, but you don't have to. And just slide it right over the new bolt, and I just wait for the oil to drain. It's still draining on both sides, basically. The filter up here and the oil drain, which is behind this filter there. You can see it draining. And what you want to do once this finishes draining, it's going to drip very, very slowly, and you can clean it up all around the edge here, make sure it's nice and clean. It's going to still drip a little bit. You can put the filter on, but before you put the filter on, here's my new one. As you can see, KN303. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you grab your oil filter. This one is actually pre-lubricated on the O-ring, but I still like to grab a little bit of the oil here and just run it across the O-ring there. And you're good. You're ready to put it in. So what I do is I take this paper towel, rag, whatever your weapon of choice is, clean that up very nicely, just so you make sure you have a clean mating surface. I don't fill my filters with oil because of the way you put them in, but you just put in more oil. So this is on. I usually put it hand tight and then grab my wrench and just give it like quarter to half a turn, and you'll feel it tighten up. That's a little more than half a turn, but that feels good. You don't want to crush the rubber grommet on the inside, or else you'll have leaks. And put your bolt back in place. I'm OCD and everything's got to be really clean. That's in place. You can move this aside now.
And you don't want to over tighten this.
This is aluminum, so too tight and you can strip it. Okay, so we removed the bolt here to fill the engine oil. It's on the right side of the bike, and I always just put some paper towels around the area just in case anything drips, falls, and things like that. Again, I apologize for the lighting, but what you're going to want to do is put a funnel into the hole there and just make it your life easier to fill the engine oil. But this engine is going to take 4 quarts just about, with the filter removed and not filling the filter, putting it back in. So, you know, start low, put a little bit, 3.5 quarts, and then work your way up, and just check the level there through the window. And there's 2 marks. There's one on the bottom and one on the top. You want to be as close to the top as you can, but without going over. So we'll continue.